You're looking at the only automatic altimeter watch in production. When I heard that Oris had a watch that could tell how high you are, this isn't exactly what I had in mind, but I like this. Just a few months ago at Watches and Wonders, Oris brought back the ProPilot Altimeter, and with a few improvements. That's right, an altimeter watch is not new to Oris. Oris made a steel altimeter for a while, and even then Oris was the only watchmaker with an automatic altimeter watch. There's a lot going on here, but the watch itself isn't all that complicated. It's certainly less complicated than a person who thinks they need a mechanical altimeter on their wrist. My favorite thing about this watch, it isn't even its explicit functions. My favorite thing about this watch is the kind of continued theme that Oris has, this theme of, f*** it, we think it's cool, so let's do it. Sometimes that's something playful that nobody is asking for, like the new ProPilot Kermit watch. Just fun and delightful. And sometimes it's technical and sporty, like this altimeter, or something like the Der Meistertaucher regulator dive watch. Just like, sure, why not? So even though I don't need an altimeter or a regulator dive watch, or even Kermit the Frog on my wrist, I like that Oris still has this independent, experimental attitude. Or maybe I do need Kermit on the wrist as my emotional support amphibian. But let's talk about this wild watch. I think we need to talk about the dimensions first, because this is a large piece of machinery. The ProPilot altimeter is 47 millimeters in diameter, 17 millimeters thick, and 54 millimeters long. It has 23 millimeter lugs. That might make this the largest watch I've ever featured in a video. Largest, but not the heaviest, not even close. How is this possible? One word. Carbon 3D printing. 3 words, okay, fine. This thing weighs only 97 grams on the strap. That's less than a 36mm Rolex Explorer on a bracelet. The altimeter has 100 meters of water resistance most of the time. We'll get into why. The watch costs $6,500 US. The ProPilot altimeter comes on this textile and leather strap. Oris says that the textile is black, but I call it dark olive. It's definitely not black. The strap has a titanium deploying clasp, but a kind of airplane seatbelt buckle that you'll also see on the ProPilot X watches. You're seeing the ProPilot altimeter on my 7-inch wrist. That's just under 18 centimeters. And maybe from certain angles you think the watch doesn't look all that huge on me, and you'd be wrong. Very, very wrong. 47 millimeters across and so thick that the crystal and the case back have different barometric pressure readings. Not really, well maybe, but 17 millimeters thick and 54 millimeters across the wrist. But that lightweight makes all the difference. This is very wearable and even more comfortable than many watches with half the volume. I never tried on the previous ProPilot altimeter, the steel one, but one source reported it as weighing 172 grams on a strap. It was also 1 millimeter thicker than this new version. That sounds extremely top heavy and not fun. The bezel, the case back, and the crown of this watch are made of titanium, but the case itself is made of 3D printed carbon, and that's a new technology to me. I'm familiar with 3D printing. I have a 3D printer, and I'm always creating prints to fix things around my house that don't actually need fixing. And carbon fiber, we've seen carbon fiber used in cases for years, but until now, all carbon fiber cases that I've heard of have been molded. 3D printing carbon, I ain't never seen that before. Oris says that the process uses, quote, additive manufacturing and molding, so that's 3D printing and some kind of forming. Oris also says this is more specialer than just molding because the layering that happens during the printing allows them to control the arrangement of the carbon fibers. That means that this case could be stronger than a case that's just molded. But I don't know, watch cases don't really need that much shear or compression or tensile strengths. It is cool though, I'll give them that. I love seeing 3D printing used for real consumer applications and not just for prototyping or making glow-in-the-dark nameplates for your YouTube videos. Nerds, am I right? So the main value to the wearer isn't really the strength or how the carbon fibers are arranged, but the fact that a watch can be so light even at this size. Okay, let's get to the altimeter function. The watch has a barometer built into it. When there are changes in air pressure, the barometer moves the red and yellow indicators in the gauge. They move clockwise as the pressure lowers and as you go up in altitude. This will measure from 0 to 19,700 feet in altitude, or about 6,000 meters. And if you're someone logical from a reasonable country where metric is primarily used, there is a metric version of this watch. The only difference is that it says meters on the dial instead of feet. So when you go buy this watch, as I'm sure you all will do, make sure you get the one with the units that you prefer. But I guess you can always convert using the converter on the case back if you really need to. It's kind of handy actually. The altimeter doesn't show you your altitude automatically. It needs to be calibrated or zeroed first. I'm currently at about 300 feet above sea level, so I unscrew the crown at 4 o'clock, pop it out to its furthest position, position number 2, and rotate it until the yellow indicator is at 300, which ain't much. The feet are red along the chapter ring, and the red indicator near 6 o'clock is the barometric pressure in hectopascals. Those are the same as millibars. If that means anything to you, it doesn't to me. To use the altimeter, the 4 o'clock crown needs to be in its first position. It will not work if it's screwed all the way down. That's because air needs to get into the case and affect the barometer inside. If you can still see the red line on the crown tube, that's what you want. But this does mean that the watch is less water resistant when you're measuring pressure. Don't you dare try to use this to measure ocean depths. Big mistake. Big. Huge. As you go up or down in altitude on land, the yellow and red indicators will move. You can use this when hiking, biking, driving up a mountain, very little of which I do because insects and sweating, hard pass. But this won't really work in an airplane, like the name ProPilot might imply. Airplanes are pressurized, so you won't get an accurate reading of your altitude. Plus, this only goes up to 19,700 feet, and most commercial flights are way above that. So this is designed and intended for more outdoor adventures. And it's important to know because this altimeter module is a barometer. The weather will affect these readings. Probably not dramatically, but this is not a precision altimeter. I mean, what did you expect? The barometer and the time telling are two totally different mechanisms here. The actual watch movement is the Oris caliber 793, which is based on the Solita SW300-1 automatic movement. That gives the watch a respectable 56 hours of power reserve. Visually, the design of this watch, I like it. I like that everything has a purpose. It's all very functional, even if I don't really need the functions. And the altimeter gauge gives this watch some really fun depth. There's some serious parallax with that altimeter trough, and it makes the watch look pretty badass. The loom is okay, not bad. I do wish the altimeter hands were also loomed. I'm not sure why anyone would need this, but you know what? I'm not sure why anyone would need this watch at all, so don't get all tooly on me. What we're dealing with here is the only automatic altimeter watch in production. There's probably a reason for that, and I suspect that the reason is not just that it's too hard to make. I'd guess the reason is more like, who the hell needs something like this? And it's true, we don't. There are better and more accurate ways to measure altitude with a handheld device. But let me ask you something. Is there a cooler way? Maybe not.